Ah, well, I'm going to try. I really am. I'm going to try to do, if I can get a habit of doing at least 4 videos a day, coming on here in the morning, in the afternoon, and again in the afternoon, and then a little bit more, I'm going to do it. I can stop whatever I'm doing. So really, thank you for tuning in. So don't let it happen to you. Gina, honey, what are you talking about? Do not let others discourage you. Do not look around the world and you see all that's going on, and it is unsettling. It is. No matter who you are, whatever walk of life you're from, it's unsettling when you look around the world and you see what's happening in people's lives and happening uh, in the world globally. It is. It's disheartening. It's disheartening to see people lose their homes, people lose their jobs, people falling on hard times, and natural disasters and all. It's disheartening, and things do look a little bleak. They do. I'm not going to lie to you. They do. They look a little bleak, but don't let it discourage you to the point where you go into a downward spiral. And don't hang around people really who literally constantly drill that in your head and tell you there's no hope, any like that. There's always hope, okay? It's inside of you. No matter what you're going through in life, it's inside of you. You got to keep that hope, that light alive inside of you. Don't be discouraged by everything that's going on, even though it looks discouraging. Don't let it send you into a downward spiral. You don't have to, okay? You're much stronger than that. You really are. You're stronger than you realize. We all are. And that's what came into my mind just a few minutes ago. I've been down in the basement again, straightening up the basement and going through stuff, you all. That's what I've been doing. And yeah, if you've got to take a break from looking at, maintain that balance inside here, that peace inside of here, take those times for yourself. And sometimes you only need like maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Sometimes you may need longer, but you've got to take time out to rebalance and ground yourself on the inside in order to look right here. Because you're so much more than what's going on in the world. You're stronger than what's anything that's happening going on in this world. Okay, you are. Don't let somebody tell you that you're not. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't make it despite what's going on in the world. Don't let somebody tell you that. You just look at them and say, you know what? I am going to make it. I'm going to make it as far as I can make it. I'm not going to give up. You can look at people in the eye and tell them, I'm not giving up. You may say that there's no hope, but I know there's hope. And that hope is inside of me. You tell them, I'm not giving up. And I happen to believe that there is hope. And as long as I got breath in my body, as long as I'm still breathing, I'm going to hold on to that hope because I'm not going to give up because I'm not a quitter. You can tell people that. You can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that in the mirror, that you're not giving up. You don't give yourself permission to give up on life. You don't. You can encourage yourself too if looking in the mirror. There are people who do that. They look in the mirror and they tell themselves that. And that's okay. If that works for you, you can do it. You really can. But don't let it happen to you all. Do not fall into a downward spiral, into despair. Don't do it. Please, you don't have to. There's a lot of us going through a lot of things, and it's extremely difficult. If you've ever read any of the comments on here in different videos, some people, they don't say what they're going through, but they're assuring you it's really bad. It's really bad, and it's on a personal level, and they don't know. That's why you are going to make it. Yoga, you're going to make it. You are. We're all going to make it as far as we're supposed to make it. And if we can push beyond as far as we're supposed to make it, that's even better. Because we're not going to give up. We're not. We're going to keep going, and it may get hard. It's going to get hard at times. But you know, if you look back on your life, you made it. You made it. You made it through those hard times that you didn't think you'd be able to make it through. You overcame them. No matter what it was, you're here today. You had periods in your life when you didn't think that you were going to make it. You didn't know if you had the strength to stand. Well, you did. You're still here. You made it. And others probably were surprised that you made it because they told you you weren't going to make it. But here you are now. You made it. You made it this far. There's no reason why you can't make it even further in this life. There isn't. It does. It starts on the inside of here. Yeah. Um, that's okay. And I can understand why some people, like your statement, they don't have the light turned on. Excuse me. But it's inside of them. It's inside of them. It is. And if it really, when you're in a situation or you find yourself in a circumstance where it's really, really trying, and hold yourself together. It's hard to be positive. It really is, because you're up against the world. It's like some people, the weight of the world on their shoulders is what it's like on their shoulders. And some people try to be there for everyone else, and you're only one person. If you're finding yourself give, and you're now beginning to get drained, giving and giving and giving, and it's taking its toll on you, take a break. It's okay. Take a break, and then go back if that's what you want to do. But it's understandable. You're only one person, and you're not superhuman. At least I don't think so. Yeah, that's okay, you all. It is. Don't let it be said of you. Don't let it happen to you. Don't give up. That's the only thing I really have to say that I want to say. Even though you don't feel like going, and a lot of us have been there, done that. You've got yourself downward. You're emotionally drained, physically drained, spiritually drained, and you just don't. You've had enough, and you don't want to take no more. You're not going to put up with it, and you just want to throw your hands up in the air and say, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm done. I'm so completely done. And you can get to that point. But the flip side of that, when you get to that point when you say, I'm done, if you can just literally say, you know what, things are going to happen, but it's not going to take me down with it. This world may be going down in a downward spiral, but I'm not going with it. I'm not. You are. You got your lifeline. You got your float. Yeah, you got a lifeline. You got your float. No, you don't have to drown. You don't have to drown in the oceans of life. You don't. I was talking to someone today, and they told this story, and they saw this like little picture, and it was this man in the middle of the ocean on a raft, and he was praying to God to save him. And I forget what came by. One thing came by, and he didn't take the help. And then something else came by. He didn't take the help. No, I'm waiting on God to save me. And something else came by, or someone. No, I'm waiting on God to save me. And then he dies, or something. And he said, God, you didn't save me. He said, I sent you so much help, but you turned it away. Because some people in life are literally looking for something other. They won't accept help from others, even though God sends people in your life to help you or arranges certain things. It's like some kind of synchronicity. You ask for help, and then help comes, but it's not in the form that you want it, so you turn it down. And or advice, it's not coming from the source that you want the advice to come from, and then you turn it aside, even though you know it sounds like good advice, and you turn it aside because you're not going to accept where the advice came from. You're not going to accept where the help came from. For one reason or another, you can't be like that in this life, okay? You got to have your eyes wide open is what you got to do. Have your eyes wide open, you all. really. You got to just, we've got to, I'm going to include myself. We just got to be aware of what's happening and say, okay, it's going to happen. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to keep walking and keep going. I'm not going to give up, even though it's going to be hard, even though it's going to be difficult, and even though I probably will stumble, I probably will fall, and I probably will lose certain things in this life. But we got to keep going. We do. You don't want to lose yourself on the inside. That's one thing you do not want to do. Lose who you are on the inside of here. And you don't have to. You don't. But if you have to lose a certain aspect of you in order for yourself to grow on the inside, in order for you to become the person you meant to be, so be it. So be it. Because we learn and we grow. We do. Um, yeah. I know we all need encouragement. We do. We need encouragement. We need to know that it's okay. It's okay. And that we're not on this journey alone. We're not in this life alone. The things we're dealing with, there's been people who deal with the same things, sometimes even worse, and they made it. I keep seeing something retracted. I don't know what that means. Yeah, hard head and stubborn attitude makes for a soft... Oh, I see. Yeah, you don't want to be a prodigal son. Well, I wouldn't want to be that too, that you wasted all that you were given your whole life, and then you woke up one day, you came back humbled. You didn't realize how good you had it if you was that prodigal son. You wanted it all, you wanted it now, you wanted to do what you wanted to do. But then guess what? The good part of that, I never did like that story. I'm just going to tell you right now. I never did like that when I was a child. I said, that's not right. He went and wasted his life. He got all of his inheritance right then. And then he came back home and his dad took him back. His father took him back while his brother was the one who stayed there. And his father took him back, put a nice robe on him, had a feast and stuff. I didn't like it when I was young, because I didn't understand the moral of the story. But I like it now. I do. I do like it now because his son woke up. He realized what he had and he lost it. And then he returned back to where he came. It's a good thing he had a loving father and a forgiving father. It really is. That's right. So he humbled himself. That's what happened, you all. Yeah. I am going to be going. I got to get back down in the basement, but that's, don't let it happen to you. Don't go into a downward spiral. Don't think that all is lost. There's always hope. There's always hope, you all, on the inside of here. Don't give up, okay? You have a big spiritual family. You have a big online family right here. We are a family. Even though it's through the social media, we can still connect with each other. We can. Even though I can't hear your voice, you can hear mine. I can read your comments. Unlike on the Facebook, the majority of the time, I don't 90% of the comments when I go live. They hide it from me. So they're not too sociable, whatever's controlling it. But that's okay, you all. It's all right. It really is. You've got this, and you're going to make it. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for your comments.